Sometimes the most fascinating insights are hiding right there in plain sight. Like in official documents, most people just skim over.
Exactly.
So today we're taking one of those, the Merrill Police Department media report. It covers June 30th to July 13th, 2025. And we're going to do a real deep dive.
Yeah, our goal here for you is to really get past the headlines,
Hmm.
go beyond just the basic summary of what might seem like pretty routine police stuff.
Right.
We want to pull out those key nuggets, the surprising facts, and help you kind of understand the community better, reading between the lines almost.
Couldn't have said it better. We're setting the stage for some unexpected details, things that pop out from what looks like just a standard daily blotter.
You really might be surprised.
Yeah. So let's kick things off with an incident from early July that really, well, it really stood out.
Okay, yeah. What's really striking about this first one is how, like, a series of small, seemingly unrelated things can just snowball into something big. So, on July 2nd, the sheriff's office gets a call uh, about an ATV crash. This was near State Highway 64 and County Highway X out in the town of Pine River.
And the thing that grabbed me immediately was the context. You hear ATV crash, you think maybe reckless driving or something.
Right, the usual assumptions.
But no, the deputies arrive and they find something much, much stranger. The crash happened while the driver, a man, was actually being towed home.
Yeah, being towed. And the reason why he needed that's the real kicker here.
Okay.
His ATV ran out of gas while he was out looking for a missing bull calf.
You're kidding, a missing calf.
The missing bull calf. So this minor thing, running out of fuel, probably seemed like just an inconvenience at first,
Uh-huh.
but it led to his ATV rolling over during the tow, causing a severe head injury.
Wow, so just like that.
Yeah. He ended up being transported by the Merrill Fire Department ambulance, then actually airlifted to a medical facility. The report says the full extent of his injuries wasn't known at the time.
So what's the takeaway there, really, beyond just a bizarre story?
Well, I think it's a pretty stark reminder of maybe the unique vulnerabilities in more rural areas, right?
Yeah, so.
Running out of gas, a simple mistake, can become a life-threatening emergency pretty fast when, help isn't right around the corner and the unexpected happens.
That's a really good point. It highlights how crucial that quick emergency response is in areas that are geographically spread out.
Definitely. And how these seemingly small calls can suddenly become major incidents requiring significant resources, like an airlift, even when it's not, strictly speaking, crime-related initially.
It's a micro example of a bigger challenge, for sure. Okay, so that missing calf incident, that gives us a glimpse into the unexpected. But what about the more predictable patterns?
Ah, yes, like holidays.
Exactly, the 4th of July. It's a celebration, but for law enforcement, it often brings, well, a specific set of issues.
It certainly seems that way from this report. We see a definite cluster of impaired driving incidents right around the 4th.
Okay, let's get into those.
All right, first up, July 4th. A 22-year-old man from Tomahawk. He was seen driving a motorcycle recklessly, heading south on South Tomahawk Street.
Okay, reckless driving. What happened?
Well, deputies eventually tracked him down, and they found him actually trying to hide the motorcycle at a storage unit.
Hiding it. That sounds suspicious.
Very. And when they caught up with him, he refused to let them inspect the bike, refused sobriety testing, the whole 9 yards.
So what was the outcome?
He was arrested for OWI, operating while intoxicated or impaired, and it was his second offense, booked into Lincoln County Jail.
Second offense. Okay, that's a pattern already. Was that it for the 4th?
Oh no, not even close.
Yeah.
Also on the 4th, deputies responded to a call about a suspicious vehicle. This one was parked on a private driveway over on County Highway Q in the town of Scott. Inside, they found a 26-year-old woman from Schofield. She was showing clear signs of drug impairment this time.
Drug impairment. Okay. So arrested for OWI too.
Yes, first offense OWI for her. But this is significant. Also, 5 counts of bail jumping.
5 counts. So she was already out on bail for other things.
Apparently so. Violating the conditions of release on 5 separate counts. And then, to top it off, she reportedly became uncooperative at the hospital, so she also got booked for disorderly conduct.
Wow, that's quite a list from one stop. Anything else from the holiday?
Still on July 4th, yeah. A traffic stop this time. A 26-year-old Merrill man stopped for speeding on Lake Posobiec Road near County Highway K.
Speeding led to OWI.
It seems so. The deputy noted signs of impairment. The driver denied drinking, but apparently failed the sobriety tests.
Did he take a breath test?
He refused the preliminary breath test.
Ah, another refusal. Seems common.
It does. So he was also arrested for OWI, and for him too, it was a second offense, plus citations for open intoxicants in the vehicle, the speeding, and no proof of insurance.
Okay, so that's 3 OWIs just on the 4th, 2 of them second offenses, and 1 involving drugs and bail jumping.
And there's one more related one slightly after the holiday, but still in that window. July 6th, a 17-year-old male from Merrill.
A teenager.
Yeah. Stopped on County Highway K near Park Avenue, again in the township of Scott. The reason for the stop was unreasonable speed and lane deviation.
And impaired.
Showed signs of impairment, yes. He also refused sobriety tests.
Mm.
Arrested for first offense OWI and later released to a responsible party.
So if we zoom out, like you said, these OWI cases clustered around a major holiday. What does that tell us?
Well, it clearly points to a persistent public safety challenge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Impaired driving is not just a statistic. It's these individual incidents, individual choices impacting the community.
And putting a real strain on law enforcement resources during what's already a busy time, I imagine.
Absolutely. Multiple officers tied up on single incidents, dealing with refusals, transport, booking. It adds up.
It really does paint a picture. Okay, so beyond the traffic side, especially the OWIs, what else does this report highlight? Any other significant legal or social issues?
Definitely. There's an incident from July 7th, late at night, around 11:50 p.m. An officer did a welfare check.
Okay, what prompted that?
A protected party, someone with a restraining order against another person, received a very concerning message from that person.
Ah, so a potential violation.
Exactly. The investigation determined the sender had violated both the restraining order and their bond conditions from a previous issue.
So serious consequences then.
Yes, charges were referred for felony bail jumping. That's a big deal. Violating release terms, often on a felony charge itself, and violating the court order.
It really shows how a welfare check can quickly escalate when there are existing legal orders in place.
It does, and that theme of interacting with other parts of the justice system continues. The very next day, July 8th, midday,
What happened then?
officers were assisting the Wisconsin Department of Corrections, specifically probation and parole, to take someone into custody for a probation violation.
So not initiating the contact, but assisting another agency.
Right. It's a good reminder of that collaborative, often less visible work police do to support the broader system.
Okay. And that kind of ties into another incident, doesn't it? The shoplifting one.
It does, yeah. July 9th, around 5:30 p.m., a shoplifting report comes in. A female suspect was caught stealing, get this, printer cartridges.
Printer cartridges. Seems almost minor, but I sense there's more.
There is. Turns out she was on active probation. So what might have been just a citation, perhaps, became an arrest on the scene because of that probation status.
It makes you wonder how often that happens, right? A relatively small offense triggers bigger consequences because of prior legal status.
It's pretty common, I think. It really highlights that layered nature of the justice system and the ongoing oversight for people on probation or parole.
Okay, and one last specific incident mentioned here.
Yeah, July 10th, morning time, 8:22 a.m. A hit and run was reported.
Those can be frustrating. Did they find the person?
Good news on this one. The report says the suspect was identified and will be cited. So a positive resolution there.
That's good to hear. So looking at this group, the restraining order, probation holds, shoplifting leading to arrest, the hit and run, what's the common thread?
I think collectively, they just really illustrate the sheer variety and complexity of the legal and social challenges any community like Merrill faces.
It's not just one thing.
Not at all. It's this mosaic of different issues law enforcement deals with constantly. Everything from deliberate violations of court orders to opportunistic theft to accidents. It reflects a lot about human behavior and community dynamics.
And speaking of the day-to-day, the report also gives a 2-week summary, some broader numbers that put things in perspective.
Right, beyond the specific call details.
And these numbers are pretty high. First, 104 traffic stops in that 2-week period.
104. That's, what, 7 or 8 stops every single day on average?
Yeah. What does that volume tell you?
It tells me there's consistent, sustained focus on traffic enforcement. It's not just reacting, it's present. It's often preventative, aiming to deter issues before they happen, maintaining order on the roads.
Makes sense. And then 133 security checks? What exactly are those?
Those are usually proactive patrols. Officers checking on businesses after hours, schools, parks, public areas, just making sure things are secure, doors are locked, Nothing seems amiss.
So that's the unseen side of policing almost, preventative work.
Very much so. It's a
Uh,
crucial layer of community safety that doesn't always make the news, but happens constantly. It's not just about responding to 911 calls.
okay, and the last number they highlighted, 11 car versus deer crashes.
Ah, yes. The inevitable reality in many parts of Wisconsin, right?
Definitely feels like it. But it's a real drain on resources too, presumably.
Absolutely. Officers have to respond, manage traffic, deal with vehicle damage, sometimes injuries, arrange for removal. It's a constant, unpredictable demand tied directly to the local environment, part of rural and semi-rural policing.
So we've journeyed through just 2 weeks here from a truly bizarre ATV crash involving a missing calf
Right, the unexpected.
to a very expected, sadly, cluster of OWIs around the 4th of July, including repeat offenders and drug impairment.
And then touching on those other issues, probation violations, restraining orders, even shoplifting with consequences, and hit and runs.
And then contrasting all that with the sheer volume of routine work, like those hundreds of traffic stops and security checks.
Exactly. The things that form the backbone of daily operations, often happening quietly behind the scenes of the more dramatic incidents.
It really makes you think, doesn't it? How these reports, which might just look like lists of events, are actually painting this dynamic picture. It shows that constant interplay between individual choices, community safety efforts, and the resources needed to handle it all.
I agree. They're far more than just logs. They offer this vibrant narrative of a community's pulse, its daily challenges, its resilience. It's a really granular view you don't get from just crime stats.
Yeah, it gives you a sense of the human side of public safety, day in, day out.
And maybe that's the final thought to leave you with. How do all these disparate pieces, the unusual accident, the common violations, the routine patrols, how do they fit together to show the unique fingerprint of community life and safety challenges in a place like Merrill? It's a complex picture, for sure.